It's time for America Outdoors Radio, the show that covers the outdoor scene across the U.S. of A. and the entire continent. Fishing, hunting, conservation, outdoor recreation, and great destinations. We cover it all every week. It's your country, your outdoors. Let's explore it together with your host, John Cruz.
We're starting off the national edition of our show this week with big news and bad news regarding a major outdoors retailer. According to a report from Reuters this week, Gander Mountain, the big sporting goods chain with headquarters in St. Paul, Minnesota, is about to go bankrupt. The company got into trouble after an aggressive expansion across the nation that has them operating 160 stores. Unfortunately, the chain, which bills itself as America's firearms superstore, did not pull in the customers it was hoping to attract with this expansion. Also hurting the company was their inability to offload their online and catalog boating business operated under the brand name of Overton's. Also hurting Gander Mountain is the stiff competition they are facing from chains like Sportsman's Warehouse, Bass Pro Shops, and Cabela's, with the latter two companies looking at a probable merger later this year. I hope Gander Mountain is able to pull out of this nosedive. I would hate to see him go. Moving on to our show this week, we finished a three-part series about outdoors recreation in Wyoming last week. So this time, we'll be taking you to northeast Montana to explore the fishing and hunting opportunities there, of which, by the way, there are plenty. From there, we'll check in with Freedom Munitions. They are located in Lewiston, Idaho, near the banks of the Snake River, and it turns out this city is either well on its way or has already become the ammunition manufacturing capital of our nation. After we check out what's new with Freedom Munitions, we'll tempt you with a couple of fishing adventures on British Columbia's Vancouver Island. Our first stop will be the Kayog Resort at the north end of the island. When you get there, you're going to find a beautiful lodge and the opportunity to not only catch saltwater salmon, halibut, and bottom fish in a protected inlet, but also an option to go catch cutthroat trout in a freshwater lake. Tyler Halls, one of the co-owners of the resort, will tell you more. From there, we'll head to the west end of Vancouver Island to the small village of Tossis. That's where John Falavalito and his wife run the Westview Marina and Lodge. This marina is strategically located to intercept the thousands of Chinook salmon heading south to the Fraser and Columbia rivers, along with Puget Sound, which means you are likely going to get in some very good fishing trips for the Kings. Better still, you have the option of going on a guided trip or trailering your own boat here for a self-guided fishing adventure. And like the lodge to the north, there's also options for silver salmon, for bottom fish like halibut and lingcod, and rockfish too. Bring the family along too, because even if they don't fish, I'm sure they'll enjoy renting a kayak there or going on one of the eco tours that's there to see the wildlife. Coming back off the island, we'll tell you about some awesome leather gun holsters made by DM Bullard out of Texas. And we've also got outdoors news from the Rocky Mountain West and the Southeast, where a bass angler overcame adversity to win a big Bassmaster tournament. Finally, we've got a new Trail of Shame segment for you featuring, not surprisingly, a member of Congress who wants to eliminate federal law enforcement on federal public lands. In case you were wondering, this is a horrible idea. Our Forest Service rangers, BLM rangers, they're doing the best they can to stop things like vandalism, to stop things like off-road four-wheeling that's damaging our environments, to stop things like poaching, to stop illegal drug usage and marijuana cultivation and meth labs that can be brought into these areas. But they can't do it if they're not there. And I guarantee you local law enforcement isn't going to have the resources to do it either. In case you're wondering who came up with this great idea, I'll give you a hint. It's the same congressman from Utah who thought it would be a great idea to sell off our public lands in a bill he introduced and then withdrew. In short, it's going to be a busy show, and let's kick it off right now with a visit to Big Sky Country. Next up on America Outdoors Radio, we've been telling you about Wyoming, what a great place it is to visit for hunting and fishing, but its neighbor to the north, Montana, Big Sky Country, is another great place to go hunting and fishing. And when I say Montana, you're probably thinking of the national parks, Glacier National Park or Yellowstone National Park or some of the rivers in western Montana. But there's a whole other part of Montana to tell you about. It's the Missouri River Country. It's found in northeast Montana. And with us here to tell you more about the outdoor recreational opportunities available there is Mary Heide, who is a board member with Missouri River Country. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
So let's start off with the fishing, because you have a reservoir there, Fort Peck Reservoir, that people from all over the country come to for the fishing.
That's correct. Yes, it is actually the largest hydraulic earth-filled dam in the world. Okay, it is a 134-mile-long reservoir and has 1,520 shore miles, so it's pretty big.
Pretty big, lots of room to spread out, folks. It's not like there's a lot of people up there, but it's a great fishing destination. I've talked to a few guys who fish Fort Peck, and they tell me it's great for northern pike. It's fantastic for walleye. You can get trout out of there. You can get bass out of there. You can even get paddlefish, of all things, at certain times of year. Very prehistoric-looking fish. So Fort Peck is a great destination. And people think of Fort Peck, but they don't think about pheasant hunting. You know, when people talk pheasant hunting, they always think of North Dakota, South Dakota, but you live in a little town called Circle, and it's way over there in northeast Montana, and I understand the pheasant hunting in your neck of the woods is fantastic.
It is, actually. If anyone wants my number, just call. Just kidding. We actually have pheasant everywhere. I have them in my front yard. We own 12 sections, which to some people sounds ginormous. It's kind of average where I'm from, but that's 12 square miles. And we have pheasant in every direction. And I can probably pass about 15 to 20 of them just in the 5-mile drive I have to town. So, yeah.
So when it comes to public access, is it hard to get on private lands like yours to hunt, and is there a lot of public lands available?
There's some public land available, but there is a lot of private. And in our area, we do what's called block management. And you can actually I believe if you call the Chamber of Commerce, they can give you the phone numbers for people in that area that do block management. You can also just go down to the grocery store and ask, because that's the kind of neighborhood we live in. But yeah, like for example, we do block management on our ranch, and you can just come up to my door and just ask, hey, can I hunt here? And most people who do block management are doing it so that people can have access to their land and we can control the populations.
Wow, sounds fantastic. Now, folks, do people like Mary a favor. Don't knock on the door at 4 a.m. You know, go knock on the door the day before you want to hunt at a decent time. And, you know, it never hurts to bring a little gift like some smoked salmon or something like that either. But folks in Montana are very friendly, and there's lots of opportunity, whether you're after upland birds, whether you're after a fishing trip, or maybe you're going to combine it all. So we've talked fishing, we've talked hunting. One other thing that northeast Montana is known for is the number of dinosaur fossils that are found there. And there's a number of interpretive centers and museums sprinkled throughout northeast Montana. But I understand in the summer months, you can actually pay and go on a paleontology trip or basically become a paleontologist and look for dinosaur fossils. Is this true?
That is true. There's actually a program through the university that you can actually go to, and they'll take you with one of their classes and you can go. There's also some people who do just, I won't say it's self-guided, but you go with their group and you can collect things. You can go on a dig. They can show you what to do so you're like doing it correctly. But unfortunately, the only bad part is you don't get to take anything home with you.
Well, and that's more than fair. We don't want you taking all the fossils from Montana home. They are artifacts. They belong in museums. They don't belong in your living room. So, but still, what a great opportunity to do something really different. Again, fishing, hunting, and yes, even dinosaur hunting. Go ahead and think of Montana's Missouri River Country. Just go ahead and Google that. You're going to find a website to find out more. Anything else we want to leave people with, Mary?
You know, we have a lot of things. We're considered the other Montana, but we really, in our opinion, are Montana. So we would love for you guys to come and visit us anytime.
It's Missouri River Country in northeast Montana. Check it out and make plans to go there this fall for a great hunting and fishing experience. Mary, thanks for telling us all about this on America Outdoors Radio.
Thank you. Hope to see you guys in Montana.
Clippership RV Motorhome Rentals offers you the opportunity to explore Alaska in the comfort of a motorhome. Unpack once and make your own trip off the beaten path. Clippership offers different sizes from 19 to 36-foot long motorhomes in Class A, B, and C models. Don't worry about bringing along extras with you. The utensils, linens, and unlimited mileage are all included in the price, and we guarantee you the best rates in Alaska. Find out more at ClippershipRV.com. That's ClippershipRV.com.
Service is always cheaper than repair. That's a truism from Ken Estes at Cascade Marine Center in Portland, Oregon. Go ahead and drop by and see Cascade Marine for all of the parts, accessories, and honest advice you need to keep your boat and motor running. No one wants to be the guy plugging the boat ramp up because his boat doesn't start. So head down to Cascade Marine Center in Portland or give them a call or check out their website at cascademarinecenter.com.
In Humboldt County, something wild happens in the wintertime. Thousands of visitors swim underwater to Humboldt shores, seeking partners of the opposite sex. We're talking steelhead, January to March, more here than anywhere else in California. And we celebrate with fishing and photo contests and $10,000 in cash prizes. Special access, spawning and restoration tours, films and festivities for the entire family. So drive, fly, or swim underwater to Humboldt Steelhead Days.
Planning your next hunting trip in Oregon or Washington? Our Rams Game Management Unit maps show you the big picture on where you're going, as well as the topography and road trail information to help you get there. And they've got public land information, Game Management Unit boundaries, and UTM information for GPS users to keep you out of trouble. Rams Game Management Unit maps are a great planning tool for safe and successful hunts. Look for Rams maps at your local sporting goods store or see our entire line of maps on the web at bigskymaps.com.
I'm Ward Burton. Think that's fast? That's nothing compared to how fast America is losing its wildlife habitat. Join the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation and help us protect millions of acres. Visit elkfoundation.org or call 1-800-CALL-ELK.
You're back with America Outdoors Radio. I'm John Cruz, and this portion of the show is brought to you by the American Shooting Journal. It's the monthly publication covering the firearms and shooting scene throughout North America. Look for it at a newsstand near you. We're broadcasting from SHOT Show in Las Vegas, Nevada, and one of the major sponsors of SHOT Show this year, this huge trade show attended by 65,000 people, is Freedom Munitions. And Freedom Munitions is located in Lewiston, Idaho. With us here to tell us a little bit more about the company and their new products for 2017 is BJ Norris. BJ, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me on, John. It's a pleasure to be here.
BJ, gotta ask you something. First off, your company's really grown. It's not a small thing to be a sponsor here at SHOT Show. How big is Freedom Munitions in terms of employees?
Well, we're actually one of the largest employees in the county that Lewiston is located in. We're up to about 500 employees now. Just as a point of reference, back in September of 2012, we were only at about 50. So we have grown very, very quickly.
And Lewiston, it's kind of weird. It's become like the ammunition capital of the United States. There's a whole bunch of companies located there besides Freedom Munitions.
That's right. Of course, we've got Vista Outdoors, CCI is there with us. We've grown up with them. They're a partner of ours in a lot of ways. We've sold them some products before. We actually work on some of their equipment through our Ammo Load Machinery brand and some of the support applications through them. And they help us out with some products as well.
Well, fair enough. And Idaho, I understand, is a much less regulatory state than some of the other states. I'm guessing that makes it attractive to ammunition manufacturers, too.
Oh, absolutely. Idaho is a great environment for business, and everybody there is very, very focused toward the outdoor. The Idaho Department of Commerce hosts a reception here at SHOT Show, so the whole state is truly involved in the outdoor recreation industry.
Well, let's turn our attention to Freedom Munitions and what you've got coming out for 2017. It being winter, a lot of people are thinking predator hunting all over the United States, and those that are going after coyotes want some good ammunition for it. Understand you've got some new ammo and bullets just for that purpose.
That's right. New for this year is we debuted a line called Depredation, and it's set up specifically for predator hunting and other, light, thin-skinned game. It's available in 204 Ruger through 308 with a bunch of calibers in between, 243, 22, 250, all those, legacy varmint type rounds. And one thing that we did with it is to basically pick the best projectile for the caliber that we could find. So you may see a Barnes varmint grenade, you may see a Hornady VMAX, you might see a Nosler ballistic tip. We really tried to gear the projectile and the load to that particular cartridge. All of the depredation rounds use Vidadori powder, so you're going to get really consistent performance off of the rounds, no matter what the temperature is. It's very important for hunting ammo. You don't know what environment you may find yourself in. If it's cold, if it's hot, no matter what, you got to have a consistent performing round to make sure that you when you have the opportunity to take game, your ammo is not going to let you down.
Speaking of hunting ammunition, you got another new line out, the Tagged Out Premium Hunting line. It's engineered to deliver I'm quoting here, the company, the match-grade accuracy and terminal performance needed to cleanly take down game. Tell us about the Tagged Out line.
So Tagged Out we created, really to fall into that traditional North American big game market. It's available in 243 up to 300 Win Mag. So whatever you're going after, whether it be whitetail, we've taken moose with pre-production ammo, we had a 400 bull elk that we took. Everything is performed extremely well in the field. Again, using Vidadori powder for that clean, consistent performance you need, as well as Nosler AccuBomb bullets. Nosler makes a great projectile, for hunting. It offers great accuracy and consistency, as well as the terminal performance that, when you put a good shot on target, that animal is going to fall very quickly. You're not going to have to go look for it, recover it. It's going to be a very clean kill shot.
And that's what every hunter wants, is a clean kill. So great that you've got some new ammo that's going to go ahead and do the job there. Last but not least, turn our attention to target ammunition. Let's talk about your big grain line. And we're looking at target shooters who want to shoot really big guns, but are finding that it's really expensive to shoot those guns. Understand you have a solution for that.
So we came out with Big Grains this year, and that's really more of a lifestyle focused brand where we looked at the market and we found that the guys who like to go out and shoot their Desert Eagles or their 500 Max or 458 SOCOMs, and I do too. I mean, Desert Eagles are fun to shoot just because they're fun. We found that there was really a hole in the market for a kind of the target round. Most of the ammo available is going to be an expensive hunting bullet or some other, round that was not really cost effective to go out and practice or just go out to the range and have fun with your buddies. So we created Big Grains. We took our extreme plated bullets and challenged our engineering team to make a plated projectile that was cost effective, that would still give good accuracy and performance in those calibers. And they did an awesome job delivering what we needed at a great cost effective level, so that now people are going to have an option to go out to the range with their big bore firearms and be able to actually shoot it and enjoy it and not break the bank doing it.
I like that a lot. One other thing I want to discuss here. The state of California has passed a law regarding ammunition, goes into effect in 2018, where you're going to basically have to apply for a permit, go through a background check, and only go to certain stores or ranges to buy ammunition. It's going to put a real crimp on shooters out there, and I know a lot of them are going to be stocking up this year. Do you have any recommendations for ammo from Freedom Munitions that maybe some of those California shooters should stock up on?
All of it.
Well, let's start off with target rounds.
Yeah, so under the Freedom Munitions brand, Freedom Munitions grew up as a low-cost target ammunition company, and we still have that component in combination with our premium brand. So any of our 9mm round nose products, whether it be new or remanufactured, now's the best time to stock up on them. It's going to be a great year for the consumer given the political environment. So now is the time to stock up on ammo. As of whether you need target ammo for round nose, or we offer some other specialty options as well.
And that's the last thing I want to touch on here is your remanufactured ammunition. That's a real cost savings when it comes to target shooters, not just in California, but anywhere in the U.S.
That's right. We specialize in remanufactured ammo. We have an incredible reconditioning process that washes the case, sizes the case, and inspects it through any faults to make sure that, even if you buy remanufactured ammo, you're getting factory-grade ammunition at a great price.
All right. If people want to find out more, obviously, they can go down to their local sporting goods store or a gun shop and get Freedom Munitions ammunition. But is there a website they can go to, too, to find out more about the ammo and the performance?
The best place to check out is freedommunitions.com. You can buy direct on our site, and they'll ship it right to your door.
That's freedommunitions.com. Again, freedommunitions.com, based in Lewiston, Idaho, shipping ammo all over the United States. BJ, thanks for telling us about it on America Outdoors Radio.
Thanks for having me on, John. I appreciate it.
Do you long to hunt Africa's most dangerous big game? Big Game Hunting Adventures offers that. Hunting free-range Cape buffalo in some of the wildest untamed country left on the continent. You'll be the only hunting party tracking free-range buffalo on 160,000 acres of land where the borders of Mozambique, South Africa, and Zimbabwe meet. They include pickup at Johannesburg International Airport, and they're among the most affordable you'll find in all of Africa. Book your safari today at BigGameHuntingAdventures.com. D.M. Bullard Leather has been in business for over 20 years. We use Herman oak leather to make concealed and open carry gun holsters, as well as knife sheaths, belts, cowboy gear, and wallets. All of our products are handmade, and we even offer exotic skins if you're looking for something really special. Check out our products in 16 different gun shops, or go to our website at dmbullardleather.com. That's dmbullardleather.com for the best leather you'll ever have.
You're back with America Outdoors Radio. I'm John Cruz, and for this portion of the show, we are taking you up to Vancouver Island in British Columbia. And this portion of the show is brought to you by Northwest Sportsman Magazine. It's the monthly magazine covering fishing, hunting, and more throughout the Pacific Northwest. We're going to start off by taking you to Kayog Resort and Fishing Lodge. It's located in the north end of Vancouver Island. With us here to tell you more about it is Tyler Halls. Tyler, welcome to the show.
Hey, how you doing there?
I am doing great. So, Tyler, let's start off with exactly where your resort is and how do you get there?
Basically, we're located on the north end of Vancouver Island, as you had mentioned. There's a couple of ways of getting here. Essentially, you can either fly out of Vancouver via Pacific Coastal right into Port Hardy, and we'll pick you up at the airport there. Or basically, you can take Highway 19 out of Nanaimo or Victoria and head north all the way through to Port Hardy, turn left at the Cole Harbour Road, and we'll pick you up at the wharf there.
All right, so once you're at the wharf, it's a boat ride to the resort. And why don't you tell our listeners a little bit about the lodge and the resorts that you have there?
Well, we just started about 3 years ago, and we're about 10,000 square feet. We've got a few boats here and a couple of guides, and basically, we're a little bit newer to the game, but certainly learning in a hurry, and family-owned business, and we're having a really good time doing it.
Well, I'll tell you what, folks, if you go to their website at Kayog, I'm going to spell that for you, KAGOAGH.com. This looks like an absolutely beautiful lodge, Tyler, and I love the fact that it's an all-inclusive vacation, that you get your food and your dinner is all thrown in there too. But I know what's bringing people there is not just the resort, it's the fishing that's bringing people there. And I guess we'll start off with the saltwater fishing. I fished out of Port Hardy last year. You've got some great saltwater fishing there, don't you?
Absolutely, yeah. We've got, I think, in my opinion, some of the best fishing in the world up here. We've got, obviously, great salmon fishing, bottom fishing in the halibut and the lingcod. And for those that aren't really all that interested in going out into the open ocean or deep waters, we've got some fairly calm and protected waters that are teeming with like rockfish and other bottom fish, and also the migrating salmon that do locate themselves somewhere in the sound here. So,
and I noticed that it's Cole Harbor there's a big inlet there, which looks like it really is protected water. So when some of the guides out of Port Hardy are having a hard time getting out to where they need to be, you can probably still go fishing, can't you?
Absolutely. Yeah, there's no question about it. We've got about 20 miles before we get to the open ocean, and all protected. Rarely does it get too crazy in regards to rough waters.
Let's talk about something else, because not only do you offer saltwater fishing experiences, but you offer freshwater fishing as well. Tell our listeners about that.
Well, only about a 10 or 15-minute walk from the lodge here, we've got a lake called Colony Lake, and there's cutthroat trout in there, and when the coho are running, you can actually catch coho in the lake as well. And all up and down the sound, really, you'll find there's salmon rivers and creeks, and they offer steelhead and dolly varden and other sorts of trout in those creeks all up and down the sound there.
Oh, I'll tell you what, I'm half tempted to come up and visit you just for that opportunity alone. Dollies, you don't get those very often here in the States, and cutthroat trout, love them. How big are they in that lake?
I've heard they've got up to 8 pounds, but the biggest one that I've ever caught is about 3 pounds up there. But they do get bigger than that. So
3 pound cutthroat, 8 pound cutthroat, both very fantastic fish. All right, we have got to go pretty quick here, but let's give folks your website again and a way to get a hold of you.
Yeah, obviously our website is www.kaoag.com, and once again, the spelling of that is Kagoagh. And the phone number here, if you'd like to get a hold of us, is 250-902-0434.
Okay, that phone number again, folks, 250-902-0434, or just go to the website. It's kaoag.com, Kaoag spelled Kagoagh. Again, Kagoagh.com. Tyler, thanks for telling us about this very unique fishing experience on Vancouver Island on America Outdoors Radio.
I appreciate it.
Next up on America Outdoors Radio, we're staying on Vancouver Island in British Columbia, and this time we're heading to Westview Marina. We're talking to John Valavalito about the unique opportunities they offer both for guided fishing and self-guided fishing and so much more. John, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So, John, first off, where are you located on the island?
We are on the northwest side in the village of Tassus. For anybody who's familiar with Vancouver Island, we're just Campbell River's on the east side, we're on the west side.
Gotcha. As I understand, this area is very, very good for fishing, specifically for the Chinook salmon that are coming down, heading towards Puget Sound and the Columbia River.
That's correct, and that's our early season fish. They come down, they come off of the Brooks Peninsula, they follow the continental shelf down, along with all the feed that goes with it, and they end up right at our doorstep at the mouth of Esperanza Inlet. So we have a very long season as a result of that. We hit the Columbia, then the Puget Sound fish, and then the Fraser fish, and then all of our local West Coast Island fish.
And I guess we ought to mention that because it's not just a Chinook salmon show. You've got lots of other fish that your folks are catching.
Yeah, we're very fortunate. They're still commercially fishing halibut and lingcod in our area and lots of other ground fishing. So if you want ground fish, you can't go wrong, quite frankly. They're off of every pinnacle and every drop-off in the whole area. In fact, most of the time they go out and they literally limit on salmon in the morning. Then they go after the ground fish in the afternoon. And everybody comes back happy, and the cleaning tables are very full.
Oh, absolutely. I'll tell you what, folks, rockfish, lingcod, great tasting fish. One unique thing about Westview Marina and Lodge is that you have your choice. You can either go guided or you can bring your own boat because you can drive right to where you're at and go self-guided. What's the mix? Is it half and half, or most folks bringing their own boats?
It's kind of interesting. Most folks first come to us in a guided fishing environment, and then once they see how easy it is to get to us and the support facilities we have in a field dock and a restaurant and a cafe and a pub, and we have the whole thing, tackle shop, they go, wow, I can bring my own boat. And so they become permanent customers either coming in for their annual holiday, or some of them actually come in the spring and leave their boats with us in the yard, and then as they come, we put the boats in the water for them, and off they go.
Love it. And let's talk about the lodging that's available there. I'm guessing there is a lodge, but are there RV spaces as well?
There is an RV park right next to us, quite frankly, as well as we have several summer rentals that are houses that are located in the area that we manage all around the marina. So we have everything from a small cabin to a full-up house to suites, some on the water, some just right off the water.
And I thought I heard you mention the fact that there's a pub, there's a cafe, there's a restaurant, and a store available too. So everything you need, it sounds like, is right there.
That's correct, yeah. Tackle, bait, ice, fuel, it's all there.
So, got to ask you, because I'm a foodie, when it comes to your restaurant or your pub or your cafe, what's the best dish to order there?
Good question. I would certainly say any of the seafood. So there's New Orleans jambalaya that is really enormous seafood stew, and it has everything in it you can imagine. And if you're a seafood foodie, you'll love it.
Oh, that sounds absolutely fantastic. Now, in addition to all this, I mean, you've got the fishing, you've got basically a great base camp. You've got some add-ons as well. I understand you've got kayak rentals, eco tours, other things too.
We have that, and we've got in that direction because there's so many families coming now, and so they want to do more than just fish, and so that part of the family wants to stand on the beach and go on a kayak tour. We live in an estuary right at the head of the inlet. There's all kinds of sea life to see and wildlife to see in the area. So yeah, we're very fortunate. We live in a virtual wilderness that you can drive to 4 hours from the Nanaimo on the ferry, and people come to us not just to fish, but to holiday and enjoy the environment.
All right. Well, it's Westview Marina and Lodge, folks. It's located on the west coast of Vancouver Island. Sounds like a great destination where you might want to go this summer. What's the website where folks can find out more, John?
westviewmarina.com.
That's westviewmarina.com, westviewmarina.com for a self-guided or guided fishing, vacation, and more. John, thanks for telling us all about this on America Outdoors Radio.
Thank you, John.
Clipper Ship RV Motorhome Rentals offers you the opportunity to explore Alaska in the comfort of a motorhome. Unpack once and make your own trip off the beaten path. Clipper Ship offers different sizes from 19 to 36-foot long motorhomes in Class A, B, and C models. Don't worry about bringing along extras with you. The utensils, linens, and unlimited mileage are all included in the price, and we guarantee you the best rates in Alaska. Find out more at clippershiprv.com. That's clippershiprv.com.
Low-limit saltwater salmon fishing got you down? Don't be sad. Head to the mighty Columbia River and get into the great steelhead and salmon fishing going on this year. Mike Salazar with Salt to Summit Guide Service is the man to go fish with. He's got over 25 years experience and knows how to catch a limit of fish. In fact, he's so confident in your success, he'll guarantee a fish. Book your Columbia River trip now at salttosummit.com. That's salt, then the number 2, then summit.com.
Looking for the safest, most stable riding boat on the market? Welcome to Stabicraft. Born in New Zealand, Stabicraft has a built-in reputation for making the most seaworthy boats on the market. Heavy-gauge aluminum chambered boats with models ranging from 14 to 29 feet in a variety of configurations to suit all your needs. Check out the all-new 2750 center cab, a walk-around design for the Northwest market and packed with industry-leading features to suit all types of fishing, allowing you to adventure with confidence. Book a test ride today at stabicraft.com.
Tillamook Bay is considered the greatest fishing experience on the west coast for fall Chinook salmon and winter steelhead, and Dungeness crab is plentiful. 5 major rivers connect with the ocean on the Tillamook coast. It's not unusual to snag a 40 to 50 pounder. Go out in a boat or stand on a riverbank or dock. Try fishing from a dory boat and experience the thrill of a beach launch and landing. Use spinners, sand shrimp, or salmon eggs to lure them. The fish will line up to grab your bait. Go to tillamookcoast.com/fishing to find guides and places to stay.
Offshore Northwest is Washington's most exciting albacore tuna fishing charter, offering one-day run-and-gun live bait tuna fishing trips from Westport, Washington. You'll leave at first light, run an hour and a half out to the tuna grounds, and catch these fish till your arms fall off. They'll have you back to port by 5 p.m. on their 30-foot Parker boat. The tuna are coming, and this summer is looking strong, so book now by calling Captain Carey at 253-380-9973. That's 253-380-9973.
D.M. Bullard Leather has been in business for over 20 years. We use Herman oak leather to make concealed and open carry gun holsters, as well as knife sheaths, belts, cowboy gear, and wallets. All of our products are handmade, and we even offer exotic skins if you're looking for something really special. Check out our products in 16 different gun shops or go to our website at dmbullard.com. That's dmbullard.com for the best leather you will ever have.
Welcome back to America Outdoors Radio. I'm John Cruz. This portion of the show is brought to you by California Sportsman Magazine. It's the monthly publication covering the outdoors beat throughout the great state of California. For our next interview, we're taking you to the Lone Star State. That's right, Texas, where you're going to find D.M. Bullard Leather. They make some beautiful, I mean beautiful and functional holsters and more that are just out of this world. With us here to tell you more about them is Danae Riles with D.M. Bullard Leather. Danae, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Danae, exactly where are you located in Texas?
We are located in a little town called Azle, Texas, in between Weatherford and Decatur. It's northwest of Fort Worth.
Okay, and how big of a company is D.M. Bullard Leather?
Well, we are worldwide with 5 employees.
I love it. Worldwide with 5 employees. All right. So how many holsters? I mean, again, folks, trust me, when you go to their website, you're going to see how beautiful these holsters are and how sturdy they look to be, too. How many of these are you cranking out on an annual basis?
Oh, God, it's hard to say. We can ship anywhere between 5 and 50 packages a day.
Wow. And just 5 of you. You guys work hard out there. I'm proud of you.
Yes, sir.
Let's talk about some of the things that are new for 2017. And I guess we'll start off with a shoulder holster. You guys are making a new shoulder holster, aren't you?
Yes, sir. We've come out with a shoulder holster finally after lots of requests.
I'm sure. Tell our listeners about it.
Well, our shoulder holster is multifunctional. The way we designed it is that the holster can be detached from the shoulder harness.
Right.
And you can actually put a belt loop on the back of it and wear it as OWB.
Okay.
So,
OWB being outside the waistband.
Yes, sir. Outside the waist.
All right.
And the great thing about our shoulder holster is that you only have to have one harness. You can order as many holsters as you want to, but you only have to get one harness for it.
That is very clever. All right, let's talk about something else you've got new. It's called the Sidekick. What exactly is that?
The Sidekick is like our TCC, which is just inside the waist. We took it and made it outside the waist and put belt loops on the back of it and a retention strap on it, so you can carry a holster and a gun and a mag at the same time outside, and they're together.
Oh, I like that a lot. You've got another holster that does the same thing, but it's not worn on the waist. It's actually meant to fit in cargo pockets on whether you have BDUs or tactical pants. Your cargo carry pocket holster. Tell our listeners about that.
We do have a cargo carry pocket holster. It's a holster and a mag together. They're side by side that will fit in a cargo pocket.
And the way it's fit in there, it's I understand it's made to the dimensions that it's always going to be basically the butt is going to be up. It's not going to move around inside the cargo pocket.
Exactly. It's going to be wide enough that it's just going to slip down in there and stay straight up, the gun and the mag also.
Like it. Anything else new for 2017?
We have come out with an outside-the-waist holster. It's like our IWB holster. We took the same concept as the Sidekick, and we're putting a belt loop or a clip on the back of it so that it's smaller.
Fair enough. And folks, again, IWB is inside the waistband, OWB outside the waistband. But one thing about a lot of your holsters is they're designed for concealed carry, aren't they?
Yes, sir. And they're designed for concealed carry, and the fact that you do, on our outside-the-waist holsters, you do have to wear a jacket or a shirt over them.
Sure, absolutely understand that. So, if folks want to find out more about your holsters and take a look at them, too, what's the website we steer them to?
It is DM Bullard Leather, and they can email us at dmbullardleather@gmail.com, or they can call us. We have 2 phone numbers, and everything's on our homepage.
All right, so start off at the website. That's dmbullard, BULLARD, leather.com. That's dmbullardleather.com. Check out the gorgeous and functional holsters they've got for all sorts of firearms. Pretty much whatever sidearm you're carrying, they've probably got a holster for it. And email them at dmbullardleather@gmail.com. You'll find the phone number at their website, too. And that, one more time, dmbullardleather.com. Danae, thanks for telling us all about this on America Outdoors Radio.
Thank you.
Next on America Outdoors Radio, we've got some outdoors news for you. Montana, shed hunters are urged to hold off until spring. That's the word from Montana Fish, Wildlife, and Parks, because it's been a rough winter, not just in Montana, but also in eastern Idaho and in Wyoming, too. And it's a stressful time for elk and for deer with deep snow and limited food options. That's why you're being asked to give these animals their space until the snow melts and the animals are less stressed. Shed hunting has become increasingly popular in recent years and, unfortunately, competitive. In some cases, this has led individuals to try to get a head start by, get this, running elk through trees to break off antlers or to trespass on wildlife management areas where elk find sanctuary this time of year. Both of these acts, as you might imagine, are illegal. Snowmobilers, skiers, and snowshoers should avoid areas where elk are bedded down. It's safest to admire them from a distance. Let's give these animals a break. Heading to Tennessee, we've got news about a bass angler who won a big Bassmaster Elite tournament at Cherokee Lake. Jacob Wheeler was the winner. He's 26 years old, and he had to go through a lot to win this one. His first day was pretty normal, but on the second day, things got a little crazy. Now, during pre-practice, Wheeler said he graphed the entire lake. He had 1,600 waypoints marked from one end of the fishery to the other on his depth finder, but an electronics glitch left him without half of those waypoints. So he had to do much of his fishing by memory. Fortunately, he managed to land some bass that weighed 16 pounds, 15 ounces to stay among the leaders. Then, on the third day, one of his batteries on his boat malfunctioned, leaving him without a working trolling motor. That is a huge deal if you're a bass angler. So he took advantage of a little-known bass rule that allows a stranded angler to fish with another competitor as long as a marshal is present. Wheeler was using a VMC Moon Eye jig head with a 3-inch soft jerk bait in simple pearl white to catch his bass during this tournament. In the end, his 4-day total was 69 pounds, 13 ounces, and he won $100,000 for his first place prize. Jacob Wheeler, congratulations on a big win that you won despite a lot of obstacles along the way.
It's time for the Trail of Shame.
Shame, shame on you. Shame, shame on you.
From the Wilderness Society, we learn Utah Congressman Jason Chaffetz is at it again. As you may recall, he introduced a bill last month that would have sold off public lands managed by the Forest Service and Bureau of Land Management, which would have eliminated your ability to recreate on them. Representative Chaffetz withdrew the bill after an uproar from conservation organizations, hunters, and anglers. Now, he has introduced another bill. H.R. 622 would completely eliminate law enforcement officers from the U.S. Forest Service and Bureau of Land Management, making it even harder for these underfunded agencies to protect wildlife habitat, prevent poaching, preserve cultural sites, prevent reckless off-road vehicle use, and otherwise take care of the nearly 440 million acres of land they collectively manage. I'm sure the representative says, well, we'll let local law enforcement handle it. Well, guess what? Just like the states and local counties don't have the ability to take over these lands and manage them, they don't have the ability to provide law enforcement for them either. There's barely enough rangers out there to do the job they have to do at the federal level. So eliminating them is a horrible idea. So what can you do? Well, you can certainly contact Representative Chaffetz's office, and you can also contact your own U.S. representative too. Let them know what you think about this harebrained idea that would make the woods a lot more unsafe for you and me and the wildlife we find on these lands.
Shame on you.
We hope you enjoyed this week's broadcast. We're going to be at some sportsman shows in the days ahead. The first one is going to be the Wenatchee Valley Sportsman Show. That one's taking place in Central Washington, right near my hometown. It'll be at the Town Toyota Center, February 24th through the 26th. I hope you'll stop by our booth. We'll also be at the Central Oregon Sportsman Show. That one's taking place in Redmond, Oregon, March 2nd through the 5th. It's going to draw a lot of people from Bend who listen to our affiliate station, KBND 1110. If you're interested in other shows, we've got a few more for you. The NorCal Boat, Sport, and RV Show is taking place March 3rd through the 5th at the Shasta County Fairgrounds in Anderson, California. That's put on by Exposure Shows, and there's some attractions there I think you'll enjoy. And it's not too early to think about attending the Great Alaska Sportsman Show in Anchorage, taking place March 30th through April 2nd. If you get a chance, go to our website at AmericaOutdoorsRadio.com. You'll find a podcast from last week's show and what's going on in the week ahead. Another place to hear our show is on WRVO Radio. The website, RenoViolaOutdoors.com. It's an internet station dedicated to outdoors programming 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That website again, RenoViolaOutdoors.com. And don't forget to like us on Facebook either. Again, you'll find that at America Outdoors Radio. We've got to wrap things up. And as we start to very slowly, and I mean slowly, transition from winter to spring, I hope that you are going to get out there and enjoy everything that both seasons have to offer. May God bless you in the week ahead. And remember, it's your country and your outdoors.